As for the video presentation, our IT teams and moderators will help open the video presentation. So we'll keep the video presenters at the last of each session, right? We will start with the live online sessions first, then move on to recorded video presentations. So I need to make sure whether our commentators are here or not. Is Ajahn Dr. Thirawit Pinyonathakar here? Okay, I will also share my file, share the updated version of this file to our presenter in case they need it and check on their own. Just wait a moment. And for your information, the afternoon session will not be live streamed, all right? So for those who are willing to have intention to listen, you can join each room, whichever room you are interested to listen. You can join to that room, right? If you're interested to listen about sub-theme 1 and 2, right, which is about Buddhist perspective, which is about English for communication and propagation of Buddhism, you can join this room with me to listen to the presenters from this room. And if you are from second room, you will also be in this room as well, which will be on innovative strategies in English, language, teaching and learning. This will be the second room. Okay, I can see Ajahn Dr. Sanu Mahathanadun is here already.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. So we'll be waiting for a moment. I'm just waiting for all the commentators to arrive here. So let me tell you the regulations for the presentations and the comments. The presentations will be done first, sequentially, respectively. We'll go through all the presentations, and at the end of each room's session, we will conclude the session by inviting our commentators to review, to conclude the overall view from the perspective towards each presentation. So we'll not do comments on each presentations, but we'll save time to do it at the end of the session. All right, so waiting for another commentator, Ajahn Dr. Thirawit Pinyonathakar. And for those who wants to listen about different sub-themes and topics, you can also move to another room as well. If you are interested to listen in this room, you can just stay here. So we have 2 Zooms here. Let me share you once again to make sure you have the right Zoom. All right, let me share you the screen. So we have 2 rooms right now. You are in this room right now, Zoom room 1, okay? The topics for this room will be English for communication and the dissertation of Buddhism, dissemination of Buddhism, and artificial intelligence, AI, and digital innovation in language education, right? 2 sub-themes will be held in this room. As for another room, Zoom room 2, we have innovative strategies in English, language teaching and learning, multiculturalism and mutual understanding. All right, that's the topic for today. And let me briefly, before we move on, I would like to take this opportunity to invite both the commentators. One of them are already here, so I'm still waiting for another, Ajahn Thirawit. All right, Ajahn Thirawit just messaged me. So let's move on to the first participant. Are we ready here? Let's start with our first presenter, Ajahn Supakon Napikun. Are you here, Ajahn? Mr. Supakon. Ajahn Supakon is here? No? อาจารย์อนุรักษ์อาจารย์อนุรักษ์ are you here I'm not sure whether you can hear my voice or not อาจารย์อนุรักษ์ and อาจารย์ใบบัว right from MCU ลำพูนเชียงราย campus เชียงราย Buddhist College I can see your names on the screen but there's no one to respond So according to the list here, we have the first presenters, Chan Supakon as the presenter. And after that, Chan Baibu, Chan Anurag from Chiang Rai campus. So if they're not here, can we move on to the fourth presenter? Then let's start with the fourth presenter, Venerable Shivdat.
Okay, wait for a minute.
Yeah, if you want to share your screen, please let us know.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
so you have 10 minutes to present about your paper, right?
Okay,
Right.
let me add myself first with my computer.
Can you turn on your camera, Venerable?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me connect with my computer first.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You can start your presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait a minute. Okay. I cannot share my screen.
You share your screen?
Host disable participant screen sharing. I think.
Can you share it?
Still cannot.
If you cannot, you can send it to me and please let me know.
Oh, okay.
They say that only host can disable because of the maybe use.
Oh,
Maybe the permission from
okay.
required.
Now, okay,
Yes.
now you can do it. Okay.
Now I can.
Okay.
Okay, wait for me.
Can you share it, Venerable?
Actually, I'm looking for that. It's not showing anything.
Okay, before he starts, for those who are having trouble in joining other rooms, I have shared you the picture for each Zoom rooms, so you can just scan that QR code and join the rooms.
Maybe I will leave the room and join again.
Okay. Do you want to present now, or should I move to someone else? So we are having some technical problems in this room, right? So I'm not sure whether Chiang Rai is here or not, because I try to contact, nobody is answering. Okay. Good afternoon, Ajahn Naret, Kap. Good afternoon, Ajahn Naret. I cannot hear your voice. Please turn on the microphone, Ajahn.
Respect. Good afternoon, sir. How are you today?
I'm good, Ajahn. Ajahn, you shall be in the second room, Kap, Ajahn. On the
Second or first? Somebody told me first room for me to join.
Our first room is like the room 1 and 2, sir. So you'll be in the second room. So I have shared the QR code on the chat message.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, you can just scan the QR code for the second room and you can join the other rooms. Okay. What about Chiang Rai team is here or not? I'm not sure because I'm not. Chiang Rai team is here or not?
Yes, Chiang Rai team is now ready for present, but
Okay.
The presenter is coming, Ajahn. Just a moment.
Okay. Will it take too long? If not, I'm going to move it to Venerable Shivdat first. All right. Okay. Venerable Shivdat, can you share? Can you share screen? Please turn on your microphone.
Yes, please. Just a moment. Let-
Okay, Venerable Shivdat, I think Ajahn Supakon is here, so we'll let him do first, okay?
Okay, it's okay.
And you can stay here for a moment. My apologies. Due to I cannot contact him a moment ago. So Ajahn Supakon's team will do it first, right? Is he here? So I would like to call upon Ajahn Supakon Napikun, right, to deliver his to share his presentation on the development of English speaking skills for student monks in a modern society from Chiang Rai Buddhist College, MCU. So if you can share your screen, please do it, because we are running out of time right now. We've taken enough time.
just a moment, Ajahn. We are just trying to share our screen.
Okay. Can you share your screen? Is it everything okay? If it takes a couple of minutes, then I shall change the presenter for now. All right. We will just wait for until you are ready. Okay. We shall start from Venerable Shivdat first to not waste the time. So please go ahead and present yours first. Yeah.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah. So now we will start from Venerable Shivdat Kushwaha. He's a graduate student from MCU, and he'll be presenting on Buddhist communication in the digital age, integrating AI and culture for peaceful development. Go ahead, Venerable.
Okay. Namo Buddhaya, everyone. Good afternoon. So here I am going to tell about how the AI is developing in this modern era. In today's fast-paced digital world, how can ancient Buddhist wisdom still touch people's hearts? Can artificial intelligence help? So let's grab whether it can help or not. So my topic, and my name is Siddharth Kushwaha, as you know, and I'm a graduate student from MCU. And my topic is Buddhist communication in digital age and integrating AI culture for peaceful development. And here, the first thing is about my topic is why this topic matters. The world is rapidly becoming more digital, including how people learn about religion and spirituality. Traditional ways of teaching Buddhism and are now supported and sometimes replaced by digital platform like YouTube, live streaming, like we are having the Zoom meeting. So these kind of the technology is rapidly changing the world. And this creates both opportunities and challenges for Buddhist communication. So let's dive into the background and the problem of my topic. In the past, we're doing the Buddhist teachings by face-to-face learning, chanting, and printed books. But today, we live in our digital world where teachings are shared on YouTube, mobile application, and social media. These changes offer many benefits. More people can access the Dharma, access even borders, but there are also challenges. Many things like the teaching of the Buddhisms, like the sunyata, like the anatta. So the concept like this, I think the AI cannot explain properly. So in this kind of the case, we also need a human as a monk leader, a good spiritual leaders who can explain those teachings also. So in my topic, how can we use AI and English to share Buddhism without losing the depth, clarity, and the compassion of the original teachings? As a master Singwins emphasized in humanistic Buddhism, while we adopt new methods, we must stay rooted in the Buddha's original intent. So we not have to forget about the main teaching of the Buddha. And that's why we need a good leader and the teachers who can spread the true intent of the teaching of the Buddha. So here is the theoretical foundations. My article depend on three framework: humanistic Buddhism, digital Dharma, cross-cultural communication. So in humanistic Buddhism, the master's philosophy telling about improving daily life by being aware of all the mindfulness, and the digitaling Dharma is adapting teachings for online platform while protecting their core meanings. And cross-culture, it can be understanding how language and culture affect how people receive and interpret Buddhist ideas. So main language can be nowadays is English communication, because all over the world we can speak English. Most of the people can speak English and can understand easily. So this can be the main platform for as a Buddhist society to spread Buddhist teachings all over the world. And here, the main content of my article, the digital transformation from temples and books to YouTube apps and live streams, positive wide reach across during the COVID pandemic. We all know that during the pandemic, we all get to know about the Zoom, Google Meet, all the online platforms to interact with each other. As myself, when I start my journey in Mahachulalongkorn Rajyavidyalaya University, I start with my online classes in first year. So this is how the world is changing in this era. And if that time there is no facility like online teaching, online learning, it might be difficult for me to learn about the first year of my bachelor degree from India to Thailand. So that's why we can learn a lot of things about Buddhist teachings by online platforms. So, but that's why we need ethical awareness and proper guidance in this digital dharma space, because there is a lot of information in this world. Wherever we go, we have a lot of information about the Buddhism, about all other religions. And when we get to generate the things from the AI tools, they can merge the knowledge teachings from the Buddhist teachings to the other religious teachings can be combined together. And then later we cannot understand whether it's origin from Buddhism or from other religion. So that's why we need ethical awareness, and we need a proper guidance in this digital dharma space. Otherwise, it can be lead us to mislead all over the dharma teaching of the Buddhism. And AI power tools. AI power tools like real-time translation. Nowadays, there is a lot of AI translation tools, and moreover, the chatbots. And there is also who can guide you, the meditation tools, everything. So these are the tools. AI is not a guru. AI is not a teacher. It's a tool. So we have to learn that how can we collaborate with the master, with the teacher of the true leader of the Buddhist, and we can collaborate with the AI chatbot. We can generate our own chatbot, or we can collaborate with the existing chatbot or AI tools like GTP. So while interacting with these, we can make sure that the teaching of the Buddhism should be true and should be perfectly as it is, not to be generated anymore, likely the generative AI. So that's why we need the best approach is a partnership. AI provide access and human ensure wisdom. So we need humans' wisdom to understand about these of the teachings and knowledges. Cross-culture communication. English as a bridge. But of course, it's not that enough, because most of the region, most of the places, they cannot be understand the English language. So we can use AI help to translate the knowledge, the teachings of the Buddhism in the local language. So the local people of their community can also access the knowledge and the information about the Buddhism, about the teachings in this world spreading all over the world. So English can be the bridge for sharing them across the world. AI is this teaching. We have now most of the training tools working in English language, and now we have Chinese tools also. So we must adapt our language, tune, and examples to each audience. This is what Buddhism calls upaya, skillful means. So we have to know that nowadays there is a trending tool upcoming. We cannot be sit with our own teaching and cannot the world go far away from you, and you cannot let people understand about the teaching of the Buddhism unless we come to the teachings with the AI tool. So I think we need this kind of the teachings, and we need these tools to propagate the Dharma and understand the teachings That's why the digital Sangha and community is very, very important. We have to create the digital Sangha. We have to have a community like we have right now. I'm in Bangkok and in my temple, but this conference having all on the Zoom, and we are interacting with each other, sharing the knowledge and learning the new things from each other. So this kind of the platform, the Sangha creation is more important. So with the Zoom, YouTube live streaming application, and people also can chanting, meditate, teachings from anywhere. That's why people not to have to come for a particular place for every time. If they have space, they have time, they can. If not, they can use online platforms. And by the help of AI, we can also match the needs of our own, what we want. But there is also a risk because we are having the bounding in the persons. So we have to understand how we can connect people with online by making them as a person, not like they are not a part of this community. So we have to use the wisdom, the teaching of the Buddha and the Kalyana Mitta. Technology must be used not just for connection, but for true engagement. The goal is not just to link people, but to support genuine spiritual friendships, Kalyana Mitta, across the world. So like this, we all can be connected to each one, and we can learn all the information, and we can solve the problems with discussing each other. And now I move to the last part in my conclusion. AI and English are powerful tools, but only if used ethically and wisely. According to the Master Singwin, technology should reduce suffering and promote peace, not distracts from the path. So we have to know where we have to go, and we get the information from AI, and we need a guidance. We need a teacher who can guide us mindfulness and compassion. AI can help us bring Buddhism to the world without compromising its heart. Let us use technology not to replace human connection, but to deepen our shared understanding and peace. So I think by like this, the society can exist both together. The Buddhism also can exist with the AI together. So in this my article, I'm explaining about how we both can collaborate and understand the teachings and the knowledge, and not compromising with the origin of the teachings of the Buddhism. So we need a guidance, we need a teacher, we need a guru to support these AI tools to produce accurate teachings from the chatbot, not to generate or create a new Dhamma teachings by their own self. Thank you, everyone. And here's my references. And thank you and Dhanyabad.
Thank you very much, Venerable Shivdat Kushwaha, for presenting on the title Buddhist Communication in the Digital Age, Integrating AI and Culture for Peaceful Development. Such a wonderful presentation, using also the wonderful PowerPoint as well. Thank you very much. So I will open up a 1-minute session for Q&A. If anyone has any question regarding to his talk, you can please raise your hands and ask questions. I think I can only allow one question for right now, because we have enough presenters here. So is there anyone you want to ask questions regarding to his presentation? Please. No questions? All right. I think everyone understood your presentation here. So thank you very much, Venerable Shivdat Kushwa, for presenting.
Thank
For
you.
the commentators, I will be coming back later at the end. So Ajahn Sanu is already here listening your presentation. Right. Okay, let's move on to another presenter. I would like to call upon Mr. Supakon Napikun to present his topic on the development of English speaking skills for student monks in a modern society from Chiang Rai Buddhist College, MCU Chiang Rai Buddhist College, to deliver his talk. So you're most welcome.
Hello,
I think your internet is not so stable. Can you stable your connection? Mr. Kittipum, right? Okay. Hello, can you hear my voice? I think your connection is not so stable, Mr. Kittipum. Can somebody help him to present? Jan Supakon or
you off from student monk.
okay, I think his connection is not so good. Shall we move on to another presenter? Shall we move on to another presenter from Kun Baibua, right? Please make sure to stable your connection first. Then okay, yeah. So we shall move on to another presenter by Kun Baibua Pon Muang Di to deliver her topic on developing English communication competence of students at Chiang Rai Buddhist College from Chiang Rai Buddhist College, MCU. Yeah, you can start your presentation.
Can anybody see my screen?
Of course, yes, we can see your screen.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aksara Pakkongยืน. I would like to present the topic of developing English communication competence of students at Chiang Rai Buddhist College. Next, research objective. ไม่ขึ้นนะ First, to develop English language teaching packages for fit university student needs. Second, to study the effects of using the English language on student communication skills. So next, research methodology. This research paper is qualitative research. The key informant groups were 40 students from มหาจุฬาลงกรณราชวิทยาลัย University, Chiang Rai Buddhist College. The researcher used two questionnaires and an English skill test to collect information. Then the results The results show that many students really want to improve their English, especially speaking, so they could talk with foreigners. After using the teaching package, the students got better at reading, writing, and especially speaking. In addition, they feel more confident using English with friends and in real situations. The English teaching package helped students communicate better in English and gave them more confidence. This study showed that when teaching material are interesting, useful, and match student need, they can really help students improve their language skill. And in conclusion, the English teaching package makes them more interested and active in learning English. It significant play a big role as English is a global language with better communication skills. Students will be more prepared for future study, work, and international communication. Thank you.
Okay, is it done?
Yes, it's done.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you สวัสดีค่ะ
คุณอาจารย์ใบบัว and คุณอักษราภักดิ์ for presenting a very short presentation on the title Developing English Communication Competence of Students at Chiang Rai Buddhist College from Chiang Rai Buddhist College. So, do we have any questions regarding to presentations from Jan Bai Bua and his student and her student? All right, if not, we are going to move on, right, to Kun Anurak Sakeo, right? Ajahn Anurak Sakeo will be the next presenter. If the connection of Mr. Kittipum is good, then you can present. But let's start from Ajahn Anurak Sakeo for now, right? And his students. So may I call upon Ajahn Anurak Sakeo to deliver his presentation on a study of the problems and needs in English language learning among students at Pariyatitam School in Chiang Rai Province from Chiang Rai Buddhist College as well. Are you ready to share your screen, sir? If you are ready to share your screen, please share your screens and start the presentation. Hello?
Just moment อาจารย์ อาจารย์สุภกร is going to share the screen for this group.
All right.
Yes.
Is everything all right?
Yes, Prat Thanantat, please give a presentation on this topic, please.
Okay, so Ajahn Supakon and the student on this topic. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. อาจารย์บอกมาถ้าใครแชร์พรีเซนต์นะครับ
อาจารย์อาร์ต is going to share the screen
อ๋อโอเค so when I can start
You can start now.
okay okay good afternoon teachers and everyone today I would like to present about a study of the problems and needs in English language learning among students at Pariyatithama schools in Chiang Rai province. Research objectives. The purposes of this study were 1. To study problems and needs towards learning English in classroom. Number 2. To analyze problems and needs towards learning English in Pariyatithama General Education School in Chiang Rai, Thailand. Methodology. This research was qualitative research. The populations were 20 monk students and 10 teachers in Pariyatithama General Education Schools in Chiang Rai, Thailand. The research tool was structured interview. Result. The findings reveal that in relation to objective 1, external factors affecting English learning included limitations in instructional media and the socio-cultural context within the classroom. Internal factors included students' lack of confidence and negative attitudes toward English language learning. Objective 2. The analysis indicated that students exhibited 1. A high level of lack of self-confidence. 2. A high degree of deficiency in basic English knowledge. 3. A moderate level of inadequacy in English teaching materials. And 4. A low level of negative attitudes toward the subject. Conclusion. The study finds that 1. Students face difficulties with vocabulary, grammar, and listening skills. 2. A lack of qualified teachers and limited learning resources are key challenges. 3. The research also highlights students' strong desire to improve their English for both academic and religious purposes. Recommendations include curriculum development, teacher training, and providing more learning materials. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you very much, Ajahn Anurag and his student, Venerable Sir, for presenting on a topic, a study of the problems and needs of English language learning among students at Pariyatitham School in Chiang Rai province, right? Okay, the time's up now. I was catching the timer for 10 minutes, so it was the total 10 minutes. So shall we move on to another presenter, which we were stuck in the beginning? Let's allow Mr. Kitipum and Jan Supakorn to deliver their talk on the development of English-speaking skills for student monks in the modern society. Yes, you have 10 minutes. You can start the presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kittipum Pongyu. I am third year student in English major at Chiang Rai Buddhist College. Today, I am going to present a research topic on the development of English speaking skill from student monk in the modern society. Research objective. This research aims to examine and compare the English speaking ability of students before and after the implementation of English conversation, practice exercises, and assess student satisfaction with the use of English conversation practice exercises. Methodology. The student employs a mixed and mental approach. The simple group consists of 41st year students from Chiang Rai Buddhist College, Maha Chula Longkorn Vidyalaya University. The research increment structure questionnaire and pre and post-test that were analyzed using mean, standard deviation, and peer t-test. The result indicate that the English speaking ability of first year students significantly improved after participating in the English conversation practice exercises. The difference was certificate at the 0.05 level. In addition, the highest level of satisfaction were found in the area of classroom atmosphere and the instructional process related of the use of English conversation practice material. Conclusion. The finding demonstrates that structured English conversation exercises significantly improve student speaking ability and overall high satisfaction level, particularly with the learning environment and instructional approach support the effectiveness of such practice in the enhancing language skill within monastic education. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Kittipum and Ajan Supakorn Napikun from Chiang Rai Buddhist College, MCU Chiang Rai Buddhist College, on presenting on the topic of the development of English speaking skills for student monks to modern society. Regarding to their presentation, if you have any questions, please, you can raise your hands. If not, I'm going to move on to another presenter for now. So we'll move on to our fifth presenter from Lamphun Buddhist College นะครับ May I call upon พระมหาบุญยฤทธิ์ปุญญปารโน พระธิรธรปุญญวโร and อาจารย์พราดรสุขพันธ์ to deliver their presentation on analytical study of strategies for translating Buddhist terminologies in the book entitled Path to Nibbana. So I think Ajahn Paradon will be the representative of this group to deliver the presentation. So I shall turn over this stage to Ajahn Paradon Cup.
You hear me, sir?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, respect to a venerable and people here in this Zoom. Today I would like to present about an analytical studies of strategies of translation Buddhist terminologies in the book. Entitled Path to Nibbana. Okay, next. Translating Buddhist teaching in vital for sharing the Dhamma globally. It enables cross-cultural understanding but poses significant challenges due to complex terms and deep cultural context. Inaccurate translations can lead to misinterpretation. Effective translation requires not only linguistic skill, but also cultural and doctrinal awareness. It plays a key role in preserving authenticity, promoting academic research, and ensuring meaningful access to Buddhist principles for diverse audiences. Research objective to conduct a comprehensive study and analysis of translation techniques concerning Buddhist terminology. You can see my skin, sir. Hello?
It's gone down your
Everyone?
screen. It's
Cannot
gone down
see.
your PowerPoint.
Oh, yeah, your PowerPoint is stuck on the same screen, sir. Yeah.
But I would like to check. But you can see next page. Page number 2, you can see.
No, we
my
can only
screen.
see on the small screen, but your large screen is still stuck on the first page.
First
Okay.
page. I would like to
Maybe
check.
your PowerPoint is stuck. You should.
Someone told me they cannot see my screen right now.
I can see your screen, but your screen is stuck on the first page.
Sorry.
Okay, right now I can see. Can you enlarge your screen? Can you enlarge your screen?
Okay. But right now you can see this?
Yes, of course.
my
Yes,
screen?
yes.
Okay. Okay, next one, translation still already, but this page you can see right now, sir.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
are in the introduction.
Yeah, introduction page.
Translation.
Yeah, please proceed.
Translation theory concept. Okay. Neil Smart identify 8 translation methods. First one is literal word for word translation, and second one, semantics, change meaning with grammatical adjustment, and number 3, communicative, prioritize clarity for the reader, and number 4, 3, conveys overall message loosely, and number 5, adaptation, reshapes content to fit cultural context, and number 6, transliteration, transfer sounds or spelling. Number 7, interpretative, captures intended meaning, and number 8, equivalence, conveys the same effects in the target language. And research methodology, research design, qualitative study analyzing translation strategies in the way to the ultimate bilingual Thai English Buddhist text. Data collection.
Excuse me, sir.
Can you see?
Right now, your presentation is stuck in the introduction, but you took into the methodology. Please scroll down to research methodology page.
Yes. But this page you can see right now.
Still introduction, right now.
Oh,
Please scroll
introduction.
down. Yeah, please scroll down to the next page.
Mhm. Yes, I smooth next page, but someone cannot next page. But I mean like this, you can see right now.
Okay,
Oh
sure.
yeah, okay,
Go ahead.
okay, okay, okay. Research data collections, primary data, the 369 press books itself, and secondary data, academic sources supporting the analysis, research instrument data recording from based on Newmark's translation theory and Buddhist reference material, and data analysis textual comparisons of Thai and English versions, and identification and categorization of translation methods across 250 places. Finding organized in a table to evaluate accuracy and effectiveness. And next, this discussions, comparisons with related study, finding aligned with Pratong research, which also emphasize of free and idiomatic translation in religious texts. Differences arose compared to Nathavadi Khonthong's focus on cultural equivalences, and Tesha Naratha study which found literal translation dominant in literary works, theoretical alignment. The results support Larson's view that idiomatic translations prioritize natural meaning and Nida's dymetics equivalence theory. Explain the preference for reader forgot strategies over sticks formality. Conclusion: the translations of Buddhist terminology in the middle way balances accuracy and effective communication, favoring approaches and make teachings clear and accessible while preserving precise meanings where necessary. And thank you so for listening, sir.
Thank you very much, Ajahn Paradon Sukpan from
Yes.
Lamphun Buddhist College, for sharing a wonderful topic, a presentation on analytical study of strategies of translating Buddhist terminologies in the book entitled Path to Nibbana. Thank you very much, he and his team. So any questions from the audience side? If you have questions, please, you can raise your hands. If not, we are just going to move forward to another session, right? So we just finished our fifth presenter from Lamphun Buddhist College. So let's move on to the sixth one. Next, I would like to invite Ajahn Associate Professor Dr. Prasaman Sanitdanako. He's also a professor at Faculty of Social Science of MCU. So he will be delivering his topic, his presentation on a proper word for proper translation of Buddhism by Associate Professor Dr. Prasaman Sanitdanako here. Yeah, Venerable Sir, you can share. Yeah, he has already
Okay.
shared his screen. He can talk. Yeah.
Yep. Namatu Ratanatayatsa. Good afternoon, friends of Dhamma. I'm glad today I have an opportunity to share some idea with our colleagues. We are in the same boat, doing a translation of Buddhism to the worldwide. But translation is important. Yes, it's very important. But anyhow, the appropriate words for appropriate translation is more important. So today I would like to present to you some words that we normally it's ambiguous. It's ambiguous. ยังไม่อันนี้ยังไม่มาใช่ไหมเสียงมายัง
ยังมาแล้วแต่ว่ากล้องมันไม่เปิด
I see.
You cannot start your video because it's visible by the host แสดงว่า host ปิดเอาไว้ครับผม host เปิดให้ด้วยมันบอกว่า visible by the host
มาแล้วใช่ไหม Okay. So we begin again. This technological problem. You know that in Japan, in Japanese word, techno means nervous breakdown. It's nervous disease. So for appropriate translation of Buddhism, the use of appropriate words that is more important to convey the intrinsic meaning of Buddhism to the world. I would like to present to you some words that we usually ambiguous. It's not quite exact the meaning of the original word. For example, bhikkhu means bhikkhu here, according to the Pali word, mean the monk, the ordained monk who beg for the alms offering. So the bhikkhu, according to the word, mean ordained person in Buddhism. So the appropriate term for bhikkhu, when translated, is monk, not priest. What's the difference between the two? ท่านแชร์ให้ผมใช่ไหม Yeah. The reason why Buddhist monk is in this strict sense, the fully ordained monk who has left the home, they call Anakariyang Papachito, mean that we left our comfortable home to become a homeless person, a secure world, and oversee the entire set of commandments or 2,050 rules of the monk. So when we translate the bhikkhu into the English word, it's appropriate word to use is monk, not priest. Why not priest? Because priest in the modern church is a person is set apart or consecrated to the mission of the gospel. Gospel means the person who teach in the church. So that's why appropriate word for bhikkhu, I would like to propose that we should use monk instead of the priest. Another word that we also ambiguous here, when we talk about the Buddhism dissemination, according to the original word in Pali, when the Buddha sent his first disciple to announce the Buddhism, actually over there they call Pakasatha means Bhikkhu Jaratha Bhikkhuve Jaratha Bhikkhuve Lokanukampaya. That means Pakasatha mean announcement, dissemination. So the word that we use in when we translated into the word into English, many monks use propagation. I would like not to use that word because Pakasatha, that's the original meaning, but mean announcement. To be direct with the original source, the appropriate word to use is to announce the Buddhism, to disseminate Buddhism, not to propagate. For the propagate in Christianity means to spread, multiply, and advance the faith of Christianity through various means, primarily through the sharing of the gospel message and the growth of Christian community. And another word that we also use is monastery and temple. The appropriate word for this, for particular in Thailand, the appropriate word I would recommend that we should use monastery. Why monastery instead of temple? Because monastery means that the building or buildings occupied by the community of monks living under religious vow. Monastery means this like a sanctuary. There is monks live in the monastery, while the temple normally is the church, the place for religious or spiritual activities, particularly worship, or the empty or the old discard temple. If the temple or the monastery without monks living in there, like in Ayutthaya or temple, that is appropriate word to use. In Thailand, in Bangkok, there would be Wat Phra Kaew or the Emerald Buddha temple. That is temple. What Phra sleeping Buddha temple we can use because of that temple divided into two parts. One is that we call Putthavat, Sanghavat. Sanghavat means the quarter where the monks live, and the other part of the monastery over there is for the Buddha sanctuary. There is no monk living in that place. So such a word, such a place, we can use the temple. But normally in Thailand, almost every monastery, there are monks, or there is monk or monks living in there. So the appropriate word to use for the, if we translate into English, we should use monastery instead of temple. And another word I would like to recommend here, chant and pray. In Buddhism, chanting, often involving mantras or sutra, is a devotional practice, and meditation is used to focus the mind, cultivate mindfulness, and connect with the teaching of the Buddha, and means of honoring the Buddha, reminding oneself of teachings and affirming a commitment to the Buddhist principles. So in chanting, we can say that we do not talk to the Buddha, but we honor him. For example, Iti Piso Bhagava, Arahang, Iti Piso Bhagava, for that Buddha, Iti Piso Bhagava, he is a good fortune one. Arahang, he is Arahanta.
Sorry to interrupt you,
pure
sir.
man.
Can we conclude
Arahant.
within 1 minute?
Sambuddho means self-enlightened. See, we chant, we honor, we venerate. So the proper word to use in Buddhism should be chant instead of pray. Why praying? Why pray? Prayer is widely understood.
Jan, please conclude within 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah. So chant and pray. Pray would be used or in Christianity, but in our Buddhism we should use chant. Okay. Thank you very much for allowing me to share some idea with you. And good luck. May the Buddha bless you all.
Too, and thank you very much, Jan, Associate Professor Dr. Saman Yamsanit. Right now he's monk. Before he was a lay person, but he became a monk recently to share his thoughts on his paper, proper word for proper translation of Buddhist scriptures. It's from a faculty of social science of MCU. Thank you very much. So I would like to move on to Venerable Phun Sok Dorji Lama. Right, Phun Sok Dorji Lama, are you here, Venerable?
I'm here.
Can you stop sharing the screen, Ajahn? Okay, let him stop sharing his screen, and I would like to welcome Venerable Phun Sok Dorji Lama from International Buddhist Studies College of MCU to deliver his presentation on digital tools for Dharma transmission, the role of AI in English education and Buddhist discourse in multicultural contexts. But before you begin your presentation, may I make a small announcement? I would like to announce to Kun Mali Tipachong, right? If you are in this room, please move on to another room. The moderator is finding you. Nakap, Ajahn Mali from Ratchaburi campus, please move on to the second room. The moderator in the next room is finding you. Thank you. Yes, you can start your talk, Venerable Phun Sok.
Can you see my PPT or on your screen?
Yes, of course, we can see your screen.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here, and thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I feel myself so honored and privileged to present my research on the occasion of the third International Conference of Language and Cultures, ICLC 2025. Without further ado, let me present my presentation, and my topic is already our Venerable Ashira, but as I already announced it, the role of AI in English education and Buddhist discourse in multicultural contents. So further ado, let me go directly in introduction. As we are aware of, our world is changing rapidly, so fast, digitally, globally, and spiritually. And now also people in the global, as the global citizens, they are more interested in Buddhist teachings, Buddhist psychology, Buddhist science, and so on, especially meditations also, mindfulness meditations. Before, in the past, to learn these kinds of things, we must go to temple or monastery or some kinds of education center or institution or like our university. But now no longer confined within the walls of monasteries or limited by geographical borders. For example, now today I'm presenting my presentations from MCU Wong Noi, and you are globally participating from your own places through my laptop to your laptop or maybe mobile or phone. So that's why now we are entering a new phase, and in new phase we are engaging international learners. So here, not only from one nation, we are from different nationalities, we are from different diverse cultures and languages. So international learners embracing digital classrooms adapt to linguistic diversity. So in this journey, English has become a bridge that connects seekers from all over the world. And English become a medium for serving Buddhist teaching, especially sharing Buddhist teaching. And within there is a good part, there will be challenges and also risks. Because of this, maybe our Buddhist doctrine will be diluted because of misinterpretations, or maybe because of cultural misunderstanding, or maybe because of pedagogical gaps. So at the same time now, we are aware that this is a time of artificial intelligence, which called AI, has now created a new possibilities, like tools like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, language translations, YouTube, many like Zoom has now expressed and understand the Dhamma clearly, ethically, and accessibly, if we know how to use it properly, ethically. So these studies will explore how AI can support the scared process of Dhamma transmissions. So my research objective is to explore how AI tools can enhance English communications for transmitting Buddhist teaching. Second objective, to evaluate how AI can support doctrinal clarity in multicultural and multilingual environments. And last, not the least, to propose an ethical, practical framework, what I call or what I present EAB model for integrating AI into Buddhist education. Research methodology, this is a qualitative methodology. So if we already know it's a qualitative method, I'm just going to do a research on relying on books or like Tripitaka Sutta, like this reflective methodology, also combining observation fieldwork in international Dhammadutta programs that I recently attended on June 7 to 9, and analysis of AI-generated teaching contents. So of all this together, there were 3 findings according to 3 objectives. So first findings is AI tool obviously can improve communication, allowing students to grasp and express complex doctrine with greater clarity. Finding number 2, with good guidance of AI, doctrinal guidance, AI can preserve authenticity of the Buddhist teaching while making teaching more accessible to the global platform. And third, most importantly, AI enables cross-cultural learning, helping us fulfill the Bodhisattva to benefit all beings. So I like to present my framework, EAB. E stands for enhancer, A stands for aid, B stands for breathe. So AI can be a EAB according to my research. So enhancer means it can enhance or improve communications and writings. Aid, it can use as aid that can support teachers or students also with visual contents, and it can become B. It stands for breathe, connects culture, enable translation. But when we are doing these kinds of things, we have to be ethic. We have to be in kind of rules, because without ethics and like rules and regulations, there will be more confusion. There will be more misinterpretation. So when we are combining or integrating AI with our teachings, we have to be more clear about text, about the languages, about the like Pali or Tibetan or whatever we are learning. And but we have to clear that integrating AI doesn't mean that we are replacing our teacher, professor, or monks, or our Tripitaka. It's about to augmenting them with the ethical and doctrinal awareness. Just like in Buddhist texts like Vinaya Pitaka, it encourages us to teach in a way suited to our audience. So now this digital world, the technology is rapidly growing so faster. So our audience, due to our audience, we can use AI to teach according to the suited of our audience. And another concept in Vinaya mentioned Upaya Kosala, which is skillful mean. So when we are presenting or we are going to fix a goal, we will have a method, but AI can be a method. And but we can use that method or change the method if the wisdom remains unchanged. Even the Buddha, that time, 2,500 years ago, Buddha used to tell stories, questions, local examples when he give teachings. So why can't we do the same with the help of AI? And ethics is more important for Buddhism. If there is no Vinaya, there is no Buddhism. So rules, obviously. So for rules, however, we are doing this integration between Buddhist teaching or AI, we have to be very mindful and must follow Sambhavata. First, 8th Noble Path, right speech, and by following recipes, we have to be truthful, kind, and beneficial. And Samba Sankapa, we have to have a right. And then last, not the least, now I'm going to my conclusion part. So conclusion to hand, enhancing each other. By integrating AI with mindfulness, compassion, and doctrinal depth, we can build an educational future that is inclusive, adaptive, and faithful to the Buddha's teaching. And let AI be our Kalyanamita, or just like a spiritual friend who help us to reach our goal. But we have to remember that we are not replacing the Dhamma teachers, the monastic teachings, or the ethics, or like main teaching of the Buddha, but AI can be a bridge between traditions and transformation. So thank you so much for your attention. If you have questions or any suggestion, I will be here.
Yes, thank you very much, Venerable Phuntsok Dorji Lama, for presenting on a very wonderful topic on digital tools for Dharma transmission, the role of AI in English education and Buddhist discourse in multicultural contexts. Any questions regarding to his presentations? Please feel free to ask regarding to his presentation. If not, we shall move on. Oh, I can see Dr. Tirwit here in right now. I hope your connection is stable, ครับอาจารย์ Your microphone, ครับอาจารย์ Your microphone is turned off.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay now. I'm okay. It's raining now, but I can still hear. I can still participate. It's okay.
Okay, all right, very good. So, yeah, we shall move on to another participant. Without further ado, may I call upon Venerable Rajat Shakya from IBSC, International Buddhist Studies College of MCU as well, to present his paper on utilizing English for the spread and understanding of Buddhism. Venerable, you can present.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you and I can see your presentation.
Okay.
All good.
Good afternoon, Achan, and good afternoon, all of my Dhamma brothers. So my name is Rajat Sakya, and I am from India. So today I would like to share my paper, research paper. The topic is utilizing English for the spread and understanding for the Buddhism. So this is my topic. Okay, so now move to the abstract. So this research will be explore how English has become a vital medium for the communicating Buddhism across the culture, and in an age of international mobility and digital innovation, English helps translate ancient wisdom into a language that resonates with the modern audience. As we know now, a lot of the sutta or a lot of the sutra from the different school now we are translating into English. So because we to understand the Buddhism, not only monk but all the lay person, all of the Eastern and Western South, all can understand the Buddhism in English language. That's why. So here I use the qualitative approach combining with the literature review and case study to understand how English enhance assist to teaching, promote intercultural understanding, and support to the global growth of the Buddhist education. So here I mentioned some keywords like which I will be focused on Buddhism and the English language, global communication, Dhamma dissemination, and translation. Okay, so here the introduction. The aspect of Buddhism has always relied on language, like from Pali in Sri Lanka or in Thailand to Chinese in East Asia. Today, English is the most widespread second language and the crucial tools for religious dialogue and the education. So this is the main language. In now we are talking about here we are communicating in English. So because of the English language, the international. So now we can think how English is the how is English important for us in our daily life, because now we are communicating, now we are exchange our culture during the because of the English language. So Buddhist communities, now we use English for like publication or university course, and even temple also they use the English to promote the Buddhism. So this linguistic shift allow the Dhamma to reach not only Asian population abroad, but also Western seekers and academic institutes. Okay, now we move to the historical content. So here, like historical Buddhism adopted the local language like Sanskrit, Tibetan, or Burmese when it traveled into the new religions. So how can you can see these are the language now we are doing that one. So now English has become a global Dhamma language. So with books or podcasts, mobile apps, and digital retreat, the teachings have crossed boundaries in the a lot of ways, but this is also bring challenges like translation errors and cultural mismatches and a need of the doctrinal integrity. So here is my research object. So this study focus on the three main objectives. So first is examine how English facilitates Buddhist communication. The second, analyze pros and cons of the English translation. And the third, purpose strategy for effective Dhamma dissemination in English. Okay, now I move to the research methodology. So as I mentioned, this is the qualitative approach based on the two main steps. So here the first, I conduct a theoretical and literature review, analyze translation, journal article, and the previous study on religion and language. And the second, I explore real-world example from institutes like Fopangsan, the International Buddha College, and the Dhammaduta program that actively use English for the dissemination. Here is the case study example. So let's look at the brief case study. So at Fopangsan, English is used to teach humanistic Buddhism globally. As Fopangsan, he's mentioning about they have the international university, the 5 university in Western or in Australia, those who are propagating for the in Buddhism in English. And the second one, the International Buddhist College, a student from across Asia and Europe study Buddhist philosophy in English. And the third is the Theravada Dhammaduta mission, the train monks to teach in English. As I recently joined the Dhammaduta training, that they are trained all the monks to give the Dhamma in English language, to understand the English language, the importance of English language to give the Dhamma. Okay, now I move to the key findings. So here, this research several key findings emerge. So here, English improve accessibility for non-native Buddhist audience, or it support intercultural dialogue and global networking, and however, it's require careful translation to preserve the original meaning. So and there is a growth need for Buddhist teaching who are both doctrinally sound and linguistically. So my recommendation here that to improve the effective use of English in Buddhist dissemination, I offer the following. I recommend here like train legally Dhamma teachers and translators. So here we have to like there should be a proper training for the teachers for the Dhamma, because we have to propose the Buddhism. So we should clear about the mission what we have, because we are going to translate a book. So it should be, we have to make it clear. We cannot we cannot translate what we want, but we need some good wisdom to translate this one. So we have to train some good Dhamma teachers. And the second, the develop culturally aware English resources. So we have to be clear by the culture or English resources. And the third is the use digital tools, but do it ethically and mindfully. So we have to what we have to do. We have to do mindfulness because we are served for the Buddhism. So we have to be clear. And the fourth one is collaborate across linguistic and cultural boundary. So these are the recommendations that I So that can be the helpful for our in future. And now I move to my final part, the conclusion. So in conclusion, English is more than a language, but it's a bridge. We can say it's a bridge because it's really, really helpful for us. But we are surviving with the help of if we want to go abroad or we want to go, like suppose I am studying in Thailand, IBSC. So there, all the teachings, the Buddha teaching, all the teaching we learn in English language. So you can see how is English important to propagate the Buddhism in all over the world. So it's connect Asian ancient teachings to modern seekers. So you see, if we learn English to know the Buddhism, not only because we can speak by in our own language, but if we want to give the Dhamma to others, those who are not understanding, but like I'm supposing in Thailand, but I cannot speak Thai language, so I cannot explain it. But if I want to explain in English, I only can explain in English language. So here you can see the importance. So when we usually it becomes a skillful means like upaya for spreading wisdom and comparison globally. So we have to, like they have a digital the things all of them mentioned. So because this is also a part of our life. We are in the modern world, so we have to follow like digital chat GPT, so we can look and search. We can take their language, like suppose we are translating anything, so we can help from them but we can if we can translate by them, but if we explain it more, I think it will be more better, it will be more clear. So that's my topic. So let us embrace the responsibility with clarity, care, and compassion, ensuring that the light of the Buddha Dhamma continues to shine in all corners of the world. So thank you so much for all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Venerable Rajat Shakya from India, and also a graduate student from International Buddhist Studies College of MCU to present his topic on utilizing English for the spread and understanding of Buddhism. Thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. If you have any questions that you want to know, you want to ask, please proceed, right? We still have a few more presenters as well, but before I call upon next presenter, can I kindly ask to MCU Lamphun, right? Are there any other presenters from Lamphun coming up? Because we still have presenters from Lamphun Buddhist College. Kun Napatthanan, Ajahn Paradon, can you contact them? Kun Napatthanan, Kun Vipaporn, and Kun Thanwa.
from Lampur Buddhist College.
Okay, please wait.
And Vipaporn, the representation.
Okay, sure. If you are here, okay, I'm a bit okay for now. So please wait for now. We still have another presenters before you. So I will call your name. Okay, so please be patient and wait. Okay, so without further ado, let's move on to another presentation on experiences and teaching teaching meditation in the United States of America by one of the BA students from IBSC as well. So he will share his direct experience in teaching meditation in the United States of America. So may I kindly invite Venerable Robert Varanako. So he's already here, so he'll use my computer to share his presentation. So I'll share his article. All right, so wait for a moment. Okay, Venerable, I think I will zoom it out. Yeah, please. You can just unmute it.
Good afternoon. Thank you. I'd like to take the moment to thank the Language Institute for the opportunity to speak today. So we have a very special time between the United States and Thailand. Over the last 25 years, we've developed an amazing ability to have the technology that has allowed us to be able to speak, translate into various language and be able to express the need between the two countries and the ability to be able to understand more of the culture and Buddhism. So I wanted to just take a moment and go back a little bit to talk about the culture between Thailand and the United States. I would also like to say that I was born and raised in the United States. I first came into Thailand about 25 years ago and have had a wonderful opportunity now to attend the university and further my education. So in Thailand, Buddhism originally came into Thailand long ago. Most of the Thai monks and students of meditation have had an opportunity to experience the rich culture, the rich Asian culture, both in Theravada and Mahayana. And so this culture has been going on now for several thousand years. In the United States, we are a fairly new country. The United States was basically inhabited by the American Indian. We won our independence in 1776 by Great Britain. The country had mainly Spain, France, and England as the three main cultures and language in the United States. But it wasn't really until after the independence, it took about maybe 45 to 46 years for the Asian culture to be able to slowly move into the United States. So the West Coast was primarily the trade route for Asian culture. And the East Coast was primarily European culture. So the Asian culture brought in the Mahayana, the Taoism, Confucianism, and many different forms of Mahayana tradition. We had the basic influx of Chinese, we've had Vietnamese, Japanese following the war. And then, of course, in the 1980s, we had a change that occurred, not only the Mahayana, but then we had a cultural change in terms of the Theravada. So this was a very interesting turning point in the United States where we had Theravada actually come into the United States. The Theravada culture brought a different sense of culture, more in the form of traditional Thai temples and Chinese temples that were much more authentic. We've had a long history in the United States of having Mahayana temples more in a contemporary setting, mainly the Vietnamese and the Japanese. The Mahayana had already established an English culture. So we could say basically American Chinese, we could say that the Vietnamese and the Japanese were much more Americanized, developing an English language that was very easy to translate to Americans. So the cultures were able to be bridged together just throughout time and history, whereas the Theravada is a little bit more recent. Basically, the 1970s and 80s, we begin to see some Thai temples come up in the United States. These temples were very, very different than the Mahayana type temples. Basically, the temples that were raised were Theravada, were very much authentic, original temples. Those temples were in the form of what we see here in Thailand, authentic temples with Chinese architecture and design, both on the interior and the exterior of the temples. So this created a whole different perception in the United States, where Americans began to slowly look at the Theravada as a cultural experience. So, but there was a need in the Theravada to be able to have a form of language to be able to bridge the cultures together. And the one thing the Mahayana had already established was a form of meditation. In the Japanese and especially the Vietnamese culture, there was an ability to bridge the two cultures using meditation as a language. And so this basically was a type of unspoken language that was able to bring the two cultures together. And within that, they were able to adapt to and freely bring in people who were more of a secular type of religion, because most of the Europeans in the United States were either Catholics or Christians. Most of these people came from the East Coast originally. So we had this large movement of European, and then just after the United States became a country, we had an influx of Chinese culture. So this is where it becomes interesting, because it took until the 70s, maybe 1970s, 1980s, for the Theravada to slowly move into the system. Now, one of the most important things that we're faced with today is being able to develop a form of communication within the culture. What we've been relying on so far is language and translation, especially now that we have AI to be able to do so many translations. But in a more important sense, the one thing that Americans truly are interested in doing is meditation, as they have been for previous years with the Mahayana tradition. Americans are very interested in Theravada. It is the way of the elder. It's the most original form, coming directly from India, and without change. And so there's a great interest in the Theravada system. So in terms of the culture and the language between the Theravada and the Americans, we now see the established temples developing a more meditation programs. We have at least 5 or 6 monasteries that are in the United States that are linked to Ajahn Chah, because we know that we had Americans here in Thailand for quite some time under Master Ajahn Chah, and those Americans were able to also bring back Buddhism and the Theravada system to the United States. So in doing that, we had a little different change in terms of the abilities to teach Americans. In the Theravada system, especially through the Ajahn Chah system, we were able to establish a new path or a new system that allowed Americans to have a greater understanding of meditation. So there was an adaptation of the original Mahayana then into the Theravada, in which Americans now have an ability to further their education. So in terms of the force temples, we have several cultural centers in the US that are opening that are more leaning towards non-secular, which means that Americans that come into the monasteries are able to learn and educate themselves more about Buddhism without having to actually move towards the text or the scriptures. So you could have a novice or a beginner come into a meditation center, and the way the Theravada monks are being trained now is to basically use a form of meditation in order to communicate to the practitioners. Yeah. So, and how am I doing on time? Okay. Okay, I'll conclude. Yeah, so in terms of the bridging the culture, religion, and meditation, and using meditation as a source of language, the AI is a really wonderful aspect of being able to construct language in terms of the meditation themselves, leaning more towards a cultural experience through secular meditation, bridging the gap, using meditation as a language between the cultures, and then adapting AI as a means of being able to deliver the information. Yeah, so I think that's, we are on our way to having a much more rich culture between the countries and nations in the world today. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. That's
All right. Thank you very much, Venerable Robert Waranako, for sharing his direct experience teaching meditation in the United States. So Venerable Robert is from IBSC. He's an American monk studying in MCU. Thank you very much once again. So let's move on to other participants as well. So next, shall I call upon Kun Vipaporn, right? Vipaporn, a representative from Lamphun Buddhist College. So is she here right now? Kun Vipaporn.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So may I kindly call upon Kun Vipaporn to be a representative to kindly present a paper on an analytical study on figurative language in a novella, Camilla, by Sheridan Le Fanu. It's a literature, and including Kun Napatanan Tong Prem, Kun Vipaporn Surin Tham, and Kun Thanwa Chai Kyaw from Lamphun Buddhist College. So yes, please go ahead and present.
Thank you so much, Paka, for giving us the opportunity to give a talk on the research. Did you hear me clearly? Did you?
Yes, we can clearly hear you and see your presentation.
Okay, so our topic entitled An Analytical Study on Figurative Language in the Novella Camilla by Sheridan Le Fanu. And for the introduction, this study investigates the use of figurative language in Camilla by Sheridan Le Fanu, focusing on how devices like metaphor, simile, and personification shape emotion and atmosphere in the text. While Camilla has been widely studied for its themes, little attention has been paid to its linguistic features. The key issue is the lack of stylistic analysis in classical Gothic literature. So the novella is the Gothic style literature. By addressing this gap, the research highlights how figurative language enhance mood, deepen narrative impact, and continue to literary appreciation, especially in early vampire fiction. So research objective to analyze the various figurative language used in Sheridan Le Fanu novella Camilla. So the literature and theoretical framework นะคะ the framework we use นะคะ Abram and Hafam concept 2013 นะคะ so Abram and Hafam define figurative language as the creative use of words beyond their usual meaning or structure to evoke emotion or imagery and they classify it into five นะคะ five and the bigger one นะ figure of thoughts or truth and figure of speech or scheme for figure of thoughts such as metaphor simile นะคะ which shape meaning and figure of speech such as anaphora anastop which alter structure but not the meaning and we apply the framework of Kennedy and Georgia นะคะ concept Kennedy and Georgia นะคะ describe figure of speech as intention deviation from standard language to enhance meaning and emotional effect and these two are essential for expressing complex idea นะคะ they outline 10 key types นะคะ so for the first one นะคะ around 5 and for the second one 10 key such as metaphor simile personification apostrophe hyperbole understatement metonymy synecdoche paradox and puns each contribute uniquely to clarity creativity emotional resonance in language นะคะ so for the methodology นะคะ we design this descriptive analysis to explore figurative language in the novella and for the data collection นะคะ the source นะคะ we use theory on figurative language and the novella นะคะ the version the edition in 1884 นะคะ via the Google Books and we focus to identify rhetorical figure within emotionally rich and Gothic passage for data analysis procedures นะคะ we review the theory first and then select and annotate the example like search for simile metaphor personifications and we explain literal and symbolic meaning then interpret how devices shape mood themes and character and finally link the finding to Gothic concepts like fear death and duality so here the finding นะคะ the finding so from the novella นะคะ and from the figurative language นะคะ we see and pick up the sentences from the novella for example for metaphor นะคะ metaphor used for abstract idea and the example is the sentence from the novella นะคะ metaphor เนาะ example curiosity is a restless and unscrupulous patience simile นะคะ simile used frequent used for vivid comparison and the example from the novella นะคะ is what like นะคะ the word like is what like the adieu of a lover personification นะคะ give emotions agency the example from the novella นะคะ curiosity open my eyes and for hyperbole นะคะ use when we want to add dramatic emphasis the example is you pierce my ears and for metonymy นะคะ is the symbolic reference and the example from the novella นะคะ the sentence he has Aladdin lamp นะคะ Aladdin lamp is like the symbolic to refer to something and this technique we call metonymy and 6 นะคะ synecdoche use part to represent the whole for example carriage wheel and hoof signal arrival Number 7, a pause talk, rare but emotional นะคะ The example from the novella นะคะ The sentence Lord here are good prayers for us like you talk to the Lord Christian Lord by yourself and the last one Anna's talk invert word order for tone นะ example sentence from the novella that night passed quietly and next morning early นะคะ Okay, so here are some figurative technique that we pick up from the book, the novella. And นะคะ so the finding and comparison นะคะ analysis of Camilla show figurative language use consistent with all three framework so นะคะ the figurative that frequently used นะคะ are metaphor simile and personification and this matching the study framework and another technique นะคะ some variations such as retort epithet and paradox and puns This reflect different theoretical approach and for the conclusion นะคะ for the conclusion simile was the most frequent figurative device in Camilla aligning with finding by Haya Fahim et al Sharifa and Augustina Sivulandari and this suggests classic literature employ figurative language form similar to contemporary works that mean the Gothic the classic literature นะคะ apply the same figurative language as the contemporary literature and with different mainly due to varying theoretical perspective rather than time period change นะคะ so the period of time does not affect the style of writing novel Okay, so this brings me to the end of the presentation. Thank you so much for listening. Any questions or comments?
Yes, any questions regarding to her presentation? All right, I think everyone understood your presentation. All right, thank you very much ครับ คุณวิภาพร อาจารย์วิภาพร and คุณณภัทรนันท์ and คุณธันวา for sharing their presentation on an analytical study on figurative language in the novella Camilla by Sheridan Le Fanu, right? This literature that she analytically studied and present her results here today. Thank you very much. All the three are from MCU Lampoon here. Okay, I think we shall move on to another participant. We have a few more participants left. And then we're done for the sessions, right? So may I kindly invite the Venerable Wichita, right? I'm not sure he's here. Oh, he's here. To present his topic on from pencil to paragraph. I think you changed your topic a little bit, right? Right. The old topic was from pencil to paragraph, a teaching case study on process-based academic writing for monastic students at MCU. So please, you can start your presentation and share your screen as well.
The more respected professors, members, singers, and distinguished guests, very good afternoon. I'm Wisita, an EDD candidate joining the Faculty of Education PhD program at MCU. So I'm truly honored to be here and to present my teaching case study titled Bridging Oral Traditions and Academic Writing. So this study documents a very short time academic essay writing course that I conducted, that I delivered, that I contributed for Myanmar monastic student in MCU. What kind of students exactly are they? So actually they are monks and nuns, so who are mostly trained in rich oral traditions. But now they are joining the international Buddhist colleges, universities, and academics. It's a new world. So new world carry new challenges, new problems. Especially, they often struggle with academic writing in English. So that's why I investigated two things: project-based instructions and culturally responsive teachings. These two things can bridge this problem, this gap. I use a qualitative approach, pre and post survey essay, observation, classroom observations, and minor reflections. Okay, let's begin with the background. So like I said before, monastic education in Myanmar mostly emphasizes recitations, chanting, and oral traditions, not writings. But they came here, monks and nuns from Myanmar arrived this university with strong Dhamma knowledge, but little exposure to essay writing or citation practices. How can we bridge this gap? How can we solve this problem? How can we make it better for their difficulties? So that's the question this case study is trying to answer. We have three goals. First, to understand writing challenges most Myanmar monastic students face. Second, to assess project-based instruction have. And third, to know how culturally responsive pedagogy make an impact. So these three objectives guided my clarification. This works a qualitative case study approach. I work with approximately 15 monastic students in MCU. It's mostly bachelor and master level, A1, from A1 to B2 in English. They came from pre-course surveys, pre-course Google surveys. I observed each and every single strength and weakness in classroom before course and after courses. So they did their homework as handwritten and typed essays and my own reflections. In order to assess their writing skills, I used Ruby table and template, peer reviews, and Buddhist theme, template, Buddhist theme prompts. Why? Because this method had to fit not only academic goals, but also cultural values. So this course lasted a non-10 consecutive days. Each day covered writing process like this. So I have to really studied brainstorming exercise, brainstorming lessons, and drafting and revising and so on. So I didn't teach just English. I embedded, I combined, I integrated Buddhist theme contents, Buddhist theme, prompts, like Sila, like Metta. So make it more relatable for Manx, make it more understandable, make it more respectful to their backgrounds. So let's deep dive to the findings. Before the causes, 50% of the students, half of the students, struggle with organization ideas, 38.9% with vocabulary problems, and 33.3% didn't know how to write a thesis statement. So what about after the causes? After the causes, their performances, their confidence level obviously improve, 41.7%. So it worked very much. So here are the Rubik results. Here are the Rubik scores. Organizations improve from 2.0 to 4.0, and coherence from 2.2 to 4.1. So all areas in this slide, all areas sought meaningful growth. So these results are not just number. So these are real student transformation through structural support. These results align with Vygotsky, ZPD. We have already known about the ZPD, zones of proximal development. So means if we have a good guided support, we can learn better. And also, scholar Emick also said, so writing as a mode of learning. So writing can transform our thoughts. If our students did not write, they began to think differently. So that's why writing have building academic identities. So to conclude, the next students, including Manx and Arms, can succeed in academic writing, but with the right approach, like scaffolding, like project-based instructions. And when we combine with the Buddhist relevant contents, that's fine. So I deeply would like to suggest other university and colleges should offer the kind of bridge program. So thank you so very much for your listening. May my small work have more Manx and Nangs become confident academic writer without losing their beautiful tradition. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Venerable Wichita, for sharing a wonderful experience, a case study that you have prepared to share with us about the teaching case study on the process of based on academic writing for monastic students at MCU. Right, so I think not from pencil to paragraph, but you have just, I think, edited a little bit for your topic, right? So yeah, thank you very much once again for sharing a really wonderful experience, Venerable Vichita. I think we still have two more presenters, but one will not be able to be here with us today, so she has shared a video presentation of hers by AI, right? We are talking about AI. So I'm not sure whether Kun Ratana Sari Dewi is here or not from Indonesia. I'm not sure whether she's here or not. I couldn't contact her a moment ago, so she will be presenting on the urgency of linguistic politeness in Indonesian language. Are you here, madam?
The next presentation will be a video presentation.
Okay, you can stop sharing, Venerable Vichita. What about Miss Ratana Sari Dewi? Are you here with us today in this room? Miss Ratana from Muhammadiyah University of North Sumatra. She didn't answer me when I emailed her, but I thought she would be here. All right, if she's not here, we shall move on to our final presenter from, I think, Faculty of Social Science as well. คุณภูริวัฒน์ปุญญวัฒน์ปรีดา and คุณพรทิพย์เตชะสมบูรณ์กิจ to present on their topic Buddhist terminology in English, learning a comparative study of Asian digital platforms. Right? So as I mentioned earlier, they are not here. So they have submitted a video presentation made by AI, right? Due to this, today's main theme is about AI. So I will kindly share their presentations, right? What they want to present, but they have made a video presentation on that. Can you see my screen? Can you see my shared screen?
Yes.
All right, okay. Oh, no, not this one. Where's that? All right, okay. This is their video presentation. They use the AI to generate this and with their slides.
I pay my respectful homage to all venerable monks, and I extend my greetings to all esteemed scholars and distinguished audience members. My name is Associate Professor Dr. Puriwat Punyawut-Prida.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Prantip Tekasumburanakit. We are from Mahachula Longkornraja Vidyalaya University. Today, I'm excited to present our comparative study on Buddhist terminology in English translation. Our article shows how digital platforms, both Asian and global, can balance doctrinal authenticity with pedagogical effectiveness.
Buddhist education is evolving in the digital age, with challenges in translating Pali and Sanskrit words like sati and samadhi into English. As you see, it's gone from old palm leaf manuscripts before the 1990s to CDs and PDFs in the 1990s and 2010, and now to apps like Headspace and Calm with AI today. Thailand, with its Thailand 4.0 plan, leads this change to share Buddhist wisdom globally. Our study checks how platforms balance tradition with easy access for all. We'll explore how Thailand and China mix old and new tech. Let's go next.
Our research has three main objectives. First, we investigate how different digital platforms translate Buddhist terminology, comparing approaches between regional Asian platforms and global commercial apps to identify potential differences in translation accuracy and cultural authenticity. Second, we identify successful models that effectively balance authenticity with accessibility, academic monastic collaboration, progressive complexity, multimedia contextualization, and community verification. Third, we analyze key challenges facing digital Buddhist education, including semantic reduction, cultural decontextualization, commercial oversimplification, and translation inconsistency. This matters because we're dealing with 2,500 years of Buddhist wisdom that needs to be preserved accurately while remaining accessible to modern learners.
To evaluate these platforms, we use the 5 pillars of Buddhist translation assessment, adapted from Bhikkhu Bodhi's 2020 framework. The 5 pillars are denoted precision, accurate literal meanings, connotative completeness, preserving implied meanings, contextual appropriateness, cultural relevance, doctrinal fidelity, faithfulness to Buddhist teachings, and practical applicability, usability for modern learners. This comprehensive framework allows us to systematically assess how different platforms translate Buddhist terminology, revealing which approaches successfully balance traditional authenticity with contemporary accessibility. Each pillar addresses a critical aspect of translation quality, ensuring our analysis captures both linguistic accuracy and pedagogical effectiveness.
Different regions adopt unique strategies in their digital platforms. Thailand's The Pali app uses a trilingual system, Pali, Thai, and English, with extensive etymological annotations. Sri Lanka's Buddha wisdom employs progressive disclosure, presenting content at multiple complexity levels. Myanmar's Vipassana app focuses on preservation, requiring teacher approval for translations. China's Chan meditation builds cultural bridges using simplified terminology and contemporary references. These diverse approaches reflect each region's priorities in balancing authenticity with accessibility.
We identified 4 successful models across the platforms studied. First, academic monastic collaboration combines scholarly precision with contemplative wisdom. Second, progressive complexity adapts content to learner levels. Simple for beginners, nuanced for advanced practitioners. Third, multimedia contextualization uses visuals and audio to enhance understanding. Finally, community verification ensures translations are reviewed by qualified practitioners. These models demonstrate how to balance traditional authenticity with modern accessibility.
Let's examine Thailand's trilingual approach in detail. The Pali app from Mahachulalongkorn Rajavidyalaya University presents terms simultaneously in Pali, Thai, and English. Take Samadhi. Users see the original Pali, hear monastic pronunciation, read the Thai translation, and understand it as meditative concentration in English, complete with contextual notes. This comprehensive method preserves doctrinal depth while enhancing accessibility. A model worth replicating.
Commercial platforms face significant challenges in translating Buddhist terminology. First, semantic reduction. Complex concepts like dukkha are reduced to stress, losing the deeper meaning of unsatisfactoriness and impermanence. Second, cultural decontextualization strips terms from their historical context. Third, oversimplification turns profound teachings into mere self-help techniques. Finally, inconsistent terminology across platforms creates confusion. These issues collectively undermine the authenticity of the teachings in commercial apps.
For the future, we suggest working together with collaborative teams, learning step by step with gradual methods, and joining forces internationally. As this roadmap shows, these ideas will keep Buddhist tradition strong while bringing in new tech, making learning better for everyone worldwide. Let's build this future together.
In conclusion, successful Buddhist terminology translation require a balance of traditional wisdom and modern technology. Developers to adopt collaborative models to preserve doctrinal integrity while meeting contemporary needs.
Thank you for your attention.
All right, we just ended up with a video presentation from Kun Puriwat, Ajahn Puriwat, Punya Wat Prida, and Ajahn Dr. Pontip Decha Sampoon Kit, who shared their video presentation based on Buddhist terminology in English learning, a comparative study of Asian digital platforms, and they used AI, which is in line with today's theme, language, culture, and AI for sustainability. So that's a very wonderful job. And I think that was the last presenter for room 1 here today from the second room of the sub-theme. And I think we are all done. I'm not sure if Miss Ratana Sari Devi is here or not, because I tried to contact her. So she's not here. So if no one is there, I shall turn over this stage to our commentators, our panelists who are already here. So I think I'll start by inviting Associate Professor Dr. Sanu Mahatananudun. He's a Associate Professor in Religious and Theology from International Buddhist Studies College of MCU. His expertise in Pali and also Buddhist studies as well. So I would like to invite him to share his comments, the overall comments, or if you want to comment on each papers as well, based on what you have read that I sent to you yesterday. Yes, sir.
Okay. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. My homage goes to the worthy one, the exalted one, the self-fully awakened one. ครับได้ยินชัดใช่ไหมครับ Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you clearly, sir.
Okay. First of all, I would like to convey my extreme appreciation to the committee of this working organization, especially the director of the Language Institute of MCU, who invited me to be here. I'm so honored. And also, I would like to also convey my appreciation to all the presenters, consisting from many ajans and many professors inside and outside university. Also, there are also many students come from internal and external. This is very good chance for us to learn together. Okay, one thing that I would like to start first is that the sub-theme of today's event is very important, English for communication and propagation of Buddhism. So we are going to focus on the two following main topics. The first one is communication. Of course, communication required for an English media for doing it. To get the peaceful communication. This is the first focusing point. The second one is the propagation of Buddhism. So the communication will absolutely fail or absolutely lost its meaningful without propagation of Buddhism. So we are going to focus more on these two, communication using English and propagation of Buddhism. So far as I've been assigned to read, I have read up to seven papers. Yeah, out from the 12 papers. I will try to wrap it up within the given time limit. Okay, I try to start it sequentially from the first presenter to the last one. Okay, well. Let's begin with the first presenter under the title Buddhist Communication in the Digital Age, Integrating Artificial Intelligence and Culture for Peaceful Development. Okay, undoubtedly, this is a very good topic to study. Okay, presented by Mr. Chief Doft Kuswaha. I'm not sure if he is still in here in this room. If you are here, can you please say some noise? Okay, good. Okay, right. Well, okay, I appreciate this work a lot. Okay, it's about the AI and how we can manage the AI together with the cultural aspect that we cannot omit it. Okay. Well, I have a couple of points to suggest. Okay, then you can wrap it up, or you can decide to follow or not to follow. It depends on your self evaluation. All right. The first thing I would like to suggest is that according to the abstract, okay, you use spread with Buddhist teachings. Okay. I think the spread word seems to me not the universal word. Okay. Normally we use dissemination or maybe promote. Okay. But spread, it's give the sense of spreading some germs or infected germs, something like that. Okay, this is the first one. Then the main thing, I have three main things. Is that the first one, I strongly agree when you mentioned about something in Buddhism. Yeah, you mentioned about respect, honesty, empathy, and mindfulness, etc. Right, this is very good. These principles are not clearly explained as to how they will promote the peaceful development according to your topic. So if you identify the relationship of these things, link them to the peaceful development, that would be nice. Okay, this is something I must say because you already mentioned in the title. Okay, and they are in the objective as well. First one. Next is that apart from the aim to suggest how to use AI to keep the Buddhist content standard, okay, Buddhist way to meet such purpose is something that we need to include it as well, right? Yeah, can you imagine? You also mentioned about Sila Samadhi Panya. That is perfect. Okay, I would like you to emphasize more on the Panya, but Panya here it's very ambiguous and very big. It's so big. If you mention about Panya wisdom, if you could find some proper place to add Yoniso Manasikara, yeah, or something like this, or something like listening or communicating with mindfulness. You already mentioned, right? I read it. Or maybe listening or communication with wisdom. Okay, you need to wrap them up. Okay, not to separately mention about the wisdom. The people don't know how to apply the wisdom into this communication process. Yeah, they just have no idea how to make a very simple communication just to achieve the simple aim of the peaceful communication, but with some of the specific practice, like we are listening, we are reading, we are speaking, and so on, with wisdom. That would be much more better, okay? Also, to the point where AI comes to play a crucial role to disseminate Buddhism, it should be done with wisdom, including the ethical awareness. Yeah, I'm happy that you mentioned this one. Okay. Last point is that a question I would like to, give you with an open-ended question. You don't need to answer, okay? The question that I would like to leave for further analysis, that there may not be a clear answer at this time as to how important it is to digitize the Sangha. Okay? Is it really important, necessary for us to digitalization the Sangha community? Something like that, because you mentioned about the digitalize the Sangha communication, right? It's unfortunately that at the times of the Buddha, there was no such digitalization, because at that time it's analog world, right? It's not digitalized world like this. So this is my last, question, because everything should be based on, impermanence, right? Impermanence, right? This is the first one. Okay. Thank you very much for your presentation. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. The next one, developing English communication competence or competency of the student. Yeah. From the Chiang Mai Buddhist College. Okay. คุณใบบัว sorry ใบบัวนะครับ Miss ใบบัว okay อาจารย์ใบบัว all right, to this article I have only one suggestion, that if the detail, okay, if the details and essence of the ELT packages, yeah, ELT is mean English language teaching, are explained more in details, it would be very, very nice, okay? Because unfortunately, I have read her, very short, brief abstract. So I have, I did not have any chance to read the whole, content. Maybe she already mentioned there in the content, okay? If you already mentioned and explained the importance, yeah, of the packages, yeah, it would be perfect. Okay, this is according to the second one. Let's go to the third one. A study of the problems and needs in English language learning among students in Pariyatti Thamma schools in Chiang Rai province. They are come from the province as well. Good afternoon to Ajahn Anurat Sakeo and his team also. Okay. Ajahn Anurat อยู่นี่ไหมครับ Are you there? Okay, doesn't matter. I have 3 points for this team of, a composer of the article. First, it seems that the purpose of the research should be more than just like this, more than just like to study problems and their needs. If there were any solutions or the ways for suggestion for further solution, it would be more perfect. Okay, but seems like they aim to study only to know, to study and to analyze, yeah, the students' needs and something like that. Okay. Secondly, if the research can point to a solution by analyzing the research results from this work, it should be able to create a new body of knowledge, okay, in a more concrete way. Okay, then just study on the problems and needs. Okay, this is very important. But if you guys just finish, I understand that this is a research article, yeah, in which the research is already completed. That's totally, fine. Please feel free to add up some points. Okay, if possible, I would like the team to add at the very last. Okay, maybe in the recommendation for further research, right? You should recommend them, yeah, how it's look, how the incoming research can be developed from this research using the body of knowledge that this team has given. That is, the next research should base on the foundation of the result. Okay, something like that. All right, let's move on to the article number 4. Right, the development of English speaking skills for student monks in modern society. นะครับ belongs to อาจารย์สุภกร ณติกุล นะครับ and the team. Okay, ท่านอาชิระ can you still hear me?
Yes, Ajahn, I can.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I just need to ensure myself that I'm just not talking by myself, okay? Where nobody is already or has already gone. Okay, I have a couple of points. I have just only 2 points to raise the question. The first one, is it student monks or monk students? Student monks or monk students? Yeah, this is just my question. I just want you to think twice that what type, what will be your main population you would like to study, monks or student. Okay, first you select the noun first. Okay, then you select the proper adjective, to put in front of that. If you insist that this research study on the monks, your term used was already corrected, student monks. Okay, something like that. Next, the researcher should clearly explain the differences between English speaking skills, that is in the topic, and English conversation, that is in the 2 objectives. Okay, normally when we are doing a research, we normally, we try to avoid 2 different terms. But in this, according to this study, you used 2 different terms. So I think it's a must for you to differentiate between, first term, English speaking skill in the topic, then English conversation practice exercises. How can the 2 different terms, combine or difference or make relationship to each other? Okay, this is for the 4th one. Next one, it's the 5. Okay, presenter number 5, an analytical study of strategies for translating Buddhist terminologies in the book entitled Path to Nibbana. This is very, very good study. It's very important. I absolutely agree with this significance of the study. Okay, I am going to share some couple of points. The first one, okay, since this academic paper concerning with the translation, okay, I don't think the Thai translation is correct. When you use path to Nibbana, the path to Nibbana cannot be translated in Thai as Thang Sai Ek. That is totally different. Okay, because the path can be translated as in Thai as Thang. To Nibbana is to somewhere, right? Path to achievement. You can, if you translate Thai from English, it can be เส้นทางสู่นิพพานเส้นทางสู่ความสำเร็จเส้นทางสู่การบรรลุ whatever. Okay, but when you use ทางสายเอก you need to explain more what type of translations that you used, because in the English word there is no such ek, or only path, the one and only path, something like that. Okay, ทางสายเอก according to มหาสติปัฏฐานสุตตะ, the greater discourse regarding the 4 foundations of mindfulness, the Buddha mentioned in the Pali that ekayano ayang pikhawe go, ekayano, one and only, go is path. So same. Okay, if you would like to brush up your Thai translation, you need to do it, because if you use the wrong translation, no one would love to read further in your content, right? Because you are studying on the translating. That is the first one. The second one is that after presenting each translation type out from the A, okay, from a word to word translation, literal translation, or in Thai, in Pali study, we call it แปลแบบพยัญชนะ right and so on. The last one is commentative translation. When you finish your example of quotation, could you please analyze, explain it, why, how, and what point that you claim that it's under the different types of the translation, types. It would be nice, okay? Because as far as I read, you just finish the translation types 8 times without any explanation. I think it's going to create a lot of confusion for the readers, okay? Because the readers cannot follow your, path, guiding path of different translations, okay? But the translation types is very, very important. It's very, fascinating. Lastly, for some types of translation, if they are not found in the work, in this specific work, okay, under your study, you do not need to put it in, into the 8 types. I mean, some of the types that you really cannot find to put it, into the 8 types, you can omit it with reason, okay, and attempt to try to fulfill the 8 different types tables will cause a lot of confusion. Okay, this is all for this article. Then next article number 6. I have 2 more. Okay, I need like a couple of minutes to finish. Tan Ashila, can I still have like 3 minutes more?
Yes, Ajahn.
Okay, 3 minutes, okay. This one, proper word for proper translation of Buddhist scriptures, okay, belongs to Venerable Ajahn Associate Professor Dr. Pra Saman Sanitana Nako, right? I appreciate Ajahn have a very, excellent English, and I believe that he has been in this, path of English translation long time ago, okay. For you, I have only one suggestion, is that the translation is English words for the purpose of propagating Buddhism is very, very important. I agree on your proposition, because the Buddhist terminology has its roots in Pali. Yeah, Buddhist terminologies have their roots in Pali. Translating English, a translator carry on to greater languages, right? It's not only English, but a translator must have, a great knowledge on the Pali translation. Whoever have equipped themselves with the English and the Pali, can call themselves a good translator for Buddhist, dissemination. Okay, therefore, the Pali Roman must be used correctly as well. Okay, must be used correctly as well. That's why I strongly recommend the researcher to correct all of the misspelled or misused Pali Roman, especially those diacritical marks. Okay, there's a lot of information that I just cannot finish within a couple of minutes. Okay, but I already made a note and I will send it into to the officer concerned, to further give it to you later on. Okay, for example, when you type arhang, it's not M, normal M, but M stands for hang, aham. M stands for Moma in Thailand, right? But this is not Araham. It's a Pintu, it's rated for half tone. It's not the full tone. So that's why you need to put M with diacritical marks like a Pintu, something like that, in order to correct the Pali Romanize. Okay. Next, like Samma Sambuddho, in Pali we have different sounds of the vowel, right? Or sara. We have the short sound and the long sound. The short sound is the rasa, sara. The longer sound is the tika, sara. The longer sounds of the vowel. So samma must not be used only for the normal A. So must be A with the bar, above A. to make it longer sound. All right, some buddho. There's a lot of mistakes. Okay, so you need to go back and take your full time to correct this all. Okay, and this is all for this one. Let's move on to the last article. Put this terminology in English translation. A comparative study of Asian digital platform. They presented by AI, right? Very high technology. I just cannot do that. Okay, I have only two suggestions. The first one, the scope of the study on the 5 countries seems to be too many. Thailand, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Okay, besides, the researcher did not explain on at least two countries, that are Indonesia and Malaysia. But I don't know why they put the 5 countries altogether in the abstract. Where no content explanation in the content phase, also in the conclusion as well. I need all of the others to more aware on this one. According to the structure of every single academic articles in this world must be in co-relationships. Yeah, just like, in the same way that the Buddha teach us a lot of time about dependent origination, paticcasamuppada, right? Something like that. Avijja paccaya sankhara, something like and so on. Also, the abstract must be in line with the content, and its content must also be in line with the summaries or the conclusion as well. So make sure that all of the structures equipped or in line with each other. Okay, and I think this is all for my suggestions. I'm so sorry for some of the researchers, including my students, that I have no time to critics on your articles. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kap Ajan, Associate Professor Dr. Sanup Mahatananadun, for giving valuable comments and suggestions for all the presenters. It's okay, Nakap, for not being able to advise our IBSC students. Maybe you guys have been commenting all the time, right? All right. Thank you very much, Kap Ajan, for being here today. And we still have one more commentator left, a valuable person as well. May I kindly invite Ajan Dr. Thirawit Pinyonatakan. He has a PhD in linguistics and also a director at Translation and Interpretation Center, School of Foreign Languages, Institute of Social Technology, Suriname University of Technology at Nakhon Ratchasima. And his areas of specializations are in linguistics, teaching English or Thai as a second and foreign languages, translation, religions, philosophy, Thai history, and culture. So he has a very long bio here, so I would not take too long time to read his bio.
I'm an old man, so I have a long history.
You are a very experienced lecturer, Ajahn. So without further ado, I would like to turn over this stage to you to comment on some of the papers that you have read, Ajahn.
Thank you, Pante. Thank you very much, Pante Achira, and thank you, Professor Sanup, for your wonderful commentaries.
สวัสดีด้วยครับอาจารย์ครับ
สวัสดีครับ ยินดีด้วยอาจารย์ยินดีด้วย First, I would like to thank all the presenters today, and I would like to just have the overall picture of the presentation today, not individually, one by one. Dr. Professor Sanu already done that, so I don't need to repeat that. All right. I have sent my personal comments to all the papers I have read. All right. And some of them have shown on the slide that they have changed, they have corrected, and they have improved their version already. So I'm happy to see that. I would like to have some comments about a few things here. First, about the presentation skills of our presenters. They have very good presentation skills. I'm impressed with their presentation skills. And also the meeting management by Pante Venerable Achira. He has been doing a very good job and taking control of the whole thing very efficiently. I do appreciate his efforts and his efficiency in managing the meeting today, or even before this. he keeps sending me, all right, correspondence and things like that. So put me in a proper perspectives or in a proper channel to help him today. And then the Zoom quality from my side is not so good. I'm now in Korat, far away from you, and it was raining sometime during the presentation. So my signal is not so good. I apologize for that. Sometimes I disappeared without rhyme and reason, right? Okay, all right. Then I would like to talk about the overall structure of the research papers that I have read. I got some comments, some suggestions about, number one, about the abstract. The abstract for MA student should be around 200 to 250 words in one paragraph, okay, in one paragraph, not in 2-3 different paragraphs, just one paragraph, 200 to 250 words for MA. For PhD, it should be around 300 to 350 words in one single paragraph, not in 2-3 paragraphs. I've seen some papers, you know, with the abstract in 2-3 paragraphs, too long, all right? And that's it. Then about the methodology, some paper forgot to mention about their research methods. I didn't see that, but I read their objectives, I read their findings, but I didn't see their research methodology or research methods. So don't forget that. Your research findings, research objectives, all right, should be compatible. And one more point. When you mention your objective in the abstract, it should be the same as the objective you mentioned in the content of your paper. All right, it should be the same. Some paper say something in the abstract, but other thing in the content, in the objective section or section, all right? Okay, about now, the next very important point is about in-text citations. I have read a few papers without in-text citations. They mentioned something, all right, about some part of the Pitaka or some part of the author's chapters or articles, but they didn't mention anything about the source of the information, the source of their quotation. So in-text citation should be there, okay, for your formal and standard papers. All right, good. Then the next point that I have a little, concern for our researchers and students at MCU. They put conclusion and discussion together at the end of the paper. That is not the right way. Conclusion is the conclusion. There will be no more discussion in the conclusion. If you're going to have a conclusion, you should have it. Sorry, if you want to have a discussion, have it before the conclusion. It should not be included in the conclusion again, all right? Some researchers misunderstood. They put conclusion and discussion together. In fact, conclusion can be with recommendations or suggestions. That's fine. That's okay. All right? And then the last point I would like to mention is about your referencing system. Right here, MCU, we are using APA, right? Venerable, right? APA style
Yes,
of referencing.
yes.
APA style of referencing. We have so many referencing systems, right? MLA, Harvard, Chicago, and APA, blah, blah, blah. We got so many systems for referencing. And here we decided to use APA. So you need to follow APA style of referencing. You need to arrange it alphabetically, surname or family name first, starting from A, B, C, D, blah, 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 until Z or Z, all right? Okay, I'm worried about their referencing as well. Otherwise, they have done a good job. They have done a wonderful job. Our presenters today all the presentations today and the management, the administration by Venerable Ashira, Pante Ashira. It's wonderful today. I'm very happy. I'm very impressed. And Dr. Sanu's commentaries are very deep, sometimes beyond my knowledge. Okay, you've done a wonderful job for us. And I hope you will be one of the pillars at MCU. All right, like Pante Ashira will be also a very important person at MCU. Okay, I would like to thank you all the presenters and the organizing committee members and the Language Center of MCU for organizing such a wonderful international conference, the third international conference on language, culture, and artificial intelligence for sustainability. Our venerables have already done their part, okay? Vice Rector for Academic Affairs, he has done a great job for us in the morning session with our invited speaker, Dr. Pipop, all right, from Thammasat University, my junior from Korat. He was born in Korat. I was born in Korat as well. We are from the same province. So, Bhante, thank you very much for inviting me to conclude the session. Now, I would like to turn the mic back to you. Thank you so much, Bhante. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Kap.
Goodbye
Thank you
from
very much,
Korat.
Kap. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ajahn Dr. Thiravid Pinyonotakan, for giving valuable comments and suggestions for all our presenters. I think it's a very valuable comment, so they can take it back and review their papers and submit to us to publish in the proceedings, right? So right now we are in the very end of this session, afternoon session. Now we lead on to the closing ceremony. We are waiting for another rooms to join us back, and the Venerable Director is already here, and we're waiting for our Vice Rector for General Affairs, Associate Professor Dr. Surapon Suyaprom, who will be coming here in a moment. Here, so please stay tuned with us, all right? But before we move on to closing ceremony, I kindly request, Ajahn Surapon is already here. I kindly request everyone to please evaluate the satisfaction form for all the participants. After that, you will receive the certificates through your emails, right? For the reviewers and also the panelists, I will send them through the emails as well. So I kindly request everyone to please do the evaluation form, and also all the presenters who have presented their papers. Please take back the valuable suggestions from our commentators and revise it, okay? And take some time to revise it and submit back to us. Submit back to us so that we can publish in the proceedings, all right? So thank you very much here. So we'll proceed to the closing ceremony as Ajahn Associate Professor Dr. Surapon Suyaprom is here. But before we go to the closing ceremony, let our IT team check the sound system first, all right? Please be here for a moment. Please be patient. And thank you all the presenters, all the participants, and especially our two commentators, Ajahn Associate Professor Dr. Sanu Mahathananudun and Ajahn Dr. Thiravid Pinyonotakan.
Good morning, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ajahn, for
Thank you very much to Ajahn Thiravid as well. Thank you very much, Ajahn. Hope to see you chance.
Okay,
thank you, Ajahn Thiravid, as well, and also a valuable person in another room, Ajahn Assistant Professor Dr. Nared Surasit from Kwankan as well. He's here in the room commenting to the other presenters as well. So, video check สัญญาณ โอเคเดี๋ยวรอสักครู่นะครับท่านอาจารย์เดี๋ยวรอให้ทางทีม IT เซตระบบเสียงแป๊บหนึ่งครับท้าย
เช็คระบบเสียงไหมครับโอเคไหม
Thank you all the presenters participants
ระบบเสียงโอเคไหมขออนุญาตหลวงพี่
My microphone Hello
ชัด
1
โอเคครับ
2
ชัด
3 4 5 testing my microphone is it okay
ครับอาจารย์ธีรวิทย์ได้ยินเสียงผมไหมอาจารย์ครับผม
ได้ยินครับอาจารย์ได้ยินครับสวัสดีครับ
ขออนุญาตผู้ใหญ่
ใช่ครับเพราะมัน connect เดี๋ยวรอสักครู่นะครับอาจารย์
โอเคครับโอเคครับ
ครับผม
ขอถ่ายรูปรอไว้หน่อยนะ
เชิญครับอาจารย์เชิญครับ
65นะครับ
ทีมงานช่วยแคปหน้าจอก็ดีนะครับ
ขอกราบสวัสดีด้วยนะครับท่านอาจารย์สุรพลสุยพงศ์ครับผม
ครับอาจารย์สานุครับสุดยอดครับ
อาจารย์นเรศก็เข้ามาห้องนี้แล้วครับขอบคุณอาจารย์นะครับ Assistant Professor Dr. Naresh Surasit นะครับ from another room so please be patient and wait for a moment we are almost there our team is checking the sound system
Whenever let me pay respect and
พี่แหม่ม
afternoon
ครับ
to
ช่วย
all
แค
of
ป
us
หน้าจอให้ด้วยนะครับ
ท่านอาจารย์ดรศิลปลและท่านอาจารย์ธีรวิทย์ด้วยนะครับสวัสดีทุกท่านครับ
ดีครับ
ท่านอาจารย์
พร้อมเลย
อาจารย์นเรศทักอาจารย์นเรศแล้วก็ไม่ได้เปิดไมค์โทษทีเปิดนะครับ
รอเข้าเสียงเข้านั้นปิดเสียงก่อน test 1 2 3เสียงขึ้นไหมครับนั่งครับอ๋อครับ so for the presenters from both the rooms after you have received the valuable comments from the commentators I hope you can revise your paper based on the comments and please submit back as soon as possible so that we can move to another process is to publish your papers in our proceedings. It will be e-proceedings and I will send you through your emails and also upload it on our website as well. ใช้ได้เลยใช่ไหมผมใช้ไหมอาจารย์แค่เปิดโอเคครับ Okay so I think we are ready now without further ado may I call upon Associate Professor Dr. Prakku Pariyatratana Kun Bandit, Director of Language Institute, to briefly give the report to our chairperson of today's closing ceremony. Is Associate Professor Dr. Surapon Suyaprom. Please, Venerable Sir. อาจารย์แค่เปิดไมโครโฟนกล้องมันจะไฟที่เปิดกล้องหน่อยครับมันจะโฟกัสที่อาจารย์
Blessing to Associate Professor Dr. Surapon Suyaprom, Vice Director for General Affairs of Mahachulalongkorn Rajavitiyalaya University. On behalf of the Language Institute, the network partners who organize the event and all participants, I am delighted and would like to thank you for honoring us by being the chairperson to close the conference today. The third International Conference on Languages and Culture, ICLC 2025, organized by the Language Institute of MCU, was successfully conducted as one-day virtual conference. This year's conference was held under the main theme Languages, Culture, and Artificial Intelligence for Sustainability, aiming to address the evolving intersection of linguistic, culture, and technological domain. The conference started in the morning, presided by Venerable Associate Professor Dr. Prapanya Vacharabandit, Vice Director for Academic Affairs, representatives of most Venerable Professor Dr. Praprom Vacharathirajan, Director of MCU, then keynote speech on applications of languages and culture in the propagation of Buddhism, a case study of Chongthai-san Monastery by Most Venerable Master Ching Yin, Abbot of Chongthai-san Monastery, Taiwan, and two invited speakers delivers their presentations on topic one languages, culture, and artificial intelligence for sustainability by Associate Professor Dr. Prapanya Vacharabandit. 2. The role of artificial intelligence in Language Education Opportunity and Challenges by Associate Professor Dr. Piprop Udon from Thammasat University. For afternoon session, the conference focused on 4 key sub-themes, consists of 73 presenters from both domestic and international scholars across 4 panels, such as English for communication and propagation algorithm, AI and digital innovation in language education. The main objective of international conference in languages and culture were to deepen academic and practical understanding of the relationship between language, culture, and artificial intelligence, promote scholarly exchange and international research collaboration on sustainability focused topics, provide a platform for the presentation of academic and research contribution from Thai and international participants, foster a global network committed to ethical, inclusive, and sustainable development through language and culture. The conference successfully served as a significant venue for interdisciplinary dialogue, innovation, and academic networking at both national and international level. Without further ado, may I invite the sir to deliver a closing remark. Thank you very much.
So may I kindly invite Ajahn, Associate Professor Dr. Surapon Suyaprum to kindly deliver the closing remark and close today's closing ceremony.
Respected, Venerable Associate Professor Dr. พระครูปริยัติรัตนคุณบัณฑิต Director of Language Institute, dear distinguished participants, scholars, and honored guests, I would like to express my congratulations on the 13th anniversary of founding of the Language Institute. The third international conference is one of the special events organized to commemorate this anniversary. On behalf of Mahachulalongkorn Rachvidyalaya University, it is my great honor and privilege to deliver the closing remarks on the third international conference on language and culture under the theme Languages, Cultures, and Artificial Intelligence for Sustainability. Today, conference focus on 4 key sub-themes such as English for communication and the propagation of Buddhism, innovative strategies in English language teaching and learning, AI and digital innovation in language education, multiculturalism and mutual understanding for peaceful coexistence. I consider these topics to be highly important for all of us to pay close attention to study and learn so that we may apply them in our daily lives, education, and professional endeavors in order to achieve success and live together peacefully in society. Today's conference has brought together a vibrant community of scholars, educators, and practitioners from both Thailand and foreign countries. The depth and diversity of ideas shared on language, culture, digital innovation, and intellectual understanding reflect our shared commitment to building a more inclusive, ethical, and sustainable future. We are particularly proud that this forum provides space for critical discussions and creative insights across 4 sub-themes, from English for Dhamma propagation to the integration of AI in language education. These contributions not only advance academic knowledge, but also strengthen the university mission of fostering wisdom and compassion through education. I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the Language Institute and all organizing teams, keynote speakers, presenters, moderators, and participants whose dedication and collaboration made this event a success. As we conclude today's conference, let us carry forward the inspiration and knowledge, gain and continue building bridge across cultures, language, and technologies for the benefit of humanities. May you all be safe, healthy, and ever commit to the pursuit of learning and peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Associate Professor Dr. Suraphon Suyaprom, Vice Rector for General Affairs of MCU, for presiding over the closing ceremony today for the 3rd ICLC, or the 3rd International Conference for the Languages and Cultures online. I think we have reached the very end of today's ceremony. I would also like to make a small announcement. This online conference is is on behalf is in conjunction with the celebration of the 13th anniversary of the Language Institute of Mahachulalongkorn Rachavidyalaya University, and we still have another event tomorrow, which is at the main auditorium hall. So I kindly invite you all to attend this event tomorrow. We are going to conduct the merit-making ceremony at the main auditorium hall, and also invite you to have breakfast and lunch at the auditorium hall on behalf of the Language Institute. So once again, on behalf of the Director of Language Institute and the Organizing Committee, I would like to sincerely thank Ajahn Associate Professor Dr. Suraphon Suyaprom, Vice Rector for General Affairs, for being here as a chairperson for the closing ceremony and delivering the closing remark. I sincerely thanks. And before we leave, I kindly invite Most Venerable Director of Language Institute to lead us to pay homage to the Triple Gem and end our today's session. Thank you.
พร้อมกันเลยนะครับ Together อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภควาพุทธังภควันตังอภิวาเทมิสวากขาโตภควตาธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามิ
Thank you very much, Most Venerable Director of Language Institute. So yes, we have ended afternoon session. So see you again tomorrow. And I also kindly request all the presenters to please review your papers according to the commentator and send it back to publish in the proceedings. Now, thank you very much, Ajahn Associate Professor Dr. Sanu. นะครับอาจารย์ Assistant Professor Dr. Nared and อาจารย์ Dr. Thirawit for being here as our commentator